Hey everybody, I'm Casey from CaseyFriday.com, and today my goal in the tiny house is to prep for drywall. There's a mess in this living room area, and there's also a mess in this bathroom area. So my goal today is to clean all of this trash up, and most of it is shavings from the insulation as I tried to fill all of the wall cavities. It turns out I have only missed that one layer of insulation on the bottom there, one tiny spot on the top right there, and a little bit of insulation in this wall crevice, as well as one more spot that I don't remember, but there are very few spots of insulation. Oh, this is the spot, right up there in the ceiling. So although I didn't want to, what I'm going to end up doing is purchasing one more sheet of 4x8 insulation, and it will probably be too much for all of this, but I really want to go overkill and make sure that everything is as insulated as possible before I shut this thing up, and it's going to be worth it. I'll just see if someone wants to pay $5 on Craigslist for the other half of a sheet of insulation, or I'll throw it in the shed over here to add some extra insulation to that. My goal today is to clean this, and then I am very possibly, depending on how long this takes, because these things always take longer than you think they're going to take. You think cleaning's going to take 30 minutes, sometimes it takes 3 hours, even if it's as simple as this. After I do that, I'm going to try to put the wooden pieces together to cover up this little spot on the raised area. So I'm going to take my measurements and cut that piece and then glue it and screw it down there to get that all covered up. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of the raised area. And as you can see, I've got my fan today. I'm doing without the tunes because I only have one extension cord outlet in here, and I've decided it is more worth it to me to have the fan going than have the tunes going, because it's hot even in here today. Usually the standing seam roof has galvalume and it's very reflective and it keeps a lot of the heat out, but even today it is incredibly hot in this tiny house and sort of moist and just gross. So I've got that going, and that's going to keep me cool, hopefully not get too sweaty. So I'm going to get all this cleaned up, and it should look incredibly nice in here, and then I'm going to have this guy ready to go for drywall day. So probably tonight I'm going to place my order for all of the drywall sheets that I need, as well as one sheet of insulation to finish up these small little areas. I think some of the areas in the lights, yeah, those lights above the kitchen window, or the bathroom window back there, need just a little bit more insulation in those cavities. So I will be purchasing that insulation and the drywall, and then it's going to be hung. So I'm going to figure out exactly how much I need. I think right now I've calculated to be about 30 sheets, and that is assuming that there is one 4x8 sheet at the bottom of that wall and one 4x8 sheet at the top of the wall. But in reality, I might not actually need a full 4x8 sheet for the top, because I might choose to do a small piece on the side and a small piece on the other side. So I don't know if that's actually going to be how it works, or if I will just straight up put the 4x8 on the wall and then route out the window opening, which is what I might end up doing. That's what I'm going to do for all of the outlets. I'm going to get that figured out. I've already got the propane figured out. I'm going to use straight copper pipe, and if it's recommended to me, some people say to use black pipe for propane and gas lines, so I might be doing that. I think that's iron, perhaps. It's not lead, because that's dangerous. So I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'm going to get just some solid pipe, because I'm going to come straight up through the bottom of the house for the propane lines. Next thing I'll be doing after I clean up and put these pieces of wood on the ground to cover up this raised area sections is I'm going to figure out what size auger bit I need to get my sink and tub drains, as well as the outlets for the copper piping that will be bringing in the propane to the house. And I will be doing some thicker, probably 2 1/4 inch or something like that, pipes for the drains for the sinks and the bathtub. And then I'll be connecting those together with some various connectors underneath the house to go into our gray water catchment system. And this thing is on the way. So here's what this side looks like all cleaned up. And here's what the back looks like cleaned up. So since this place is all cleaned up, my next task is going to be measuring these middle sections that are raised in order to cut a piece that will block them off from the outside and create something uniform that I can run the flooring up to. That's what I'm going to do next, and once I make those and put them together, I'm going to do a little bit of looking at where the propane lines are going to come in, and once I do that, I will be done for the day.